Okay, so I thought I would practice my technology skills and do this by iPad, seeing as I'm on the iPad most nights. Okay, so Bill Ayers uses 3 legs of a stool to describe the problems with education today. Leg 1 is the reduction of education to a standardized test score. Ayers says that it doesn't work because a performance metric only works when it is not used as a performance metric. In education today, standardized tests are sold to teachers as the opposite of this. We are sold that standardized tests measure performance. And what do? We test. The second leg of the stool is that education today is getting rid of the collective voice of teachers. And I don't think any one of us can argue with this point. When teachers speak out against the system in which they work, the thumb comes down on them. The last leg of the stool is privatization of the public space. So Dr. Westheimer also talked about the obsession with standards and accountability, and that these tests are not good at testing critical thinking, creativity, and learning how to develop healthy, lasting relationships. So what should education look like? Standardized testing should be used for measuring accountability only. Teachers need to have a collective voice. Teaching should be about teaching students to be critical thinkers and creative. As Joel Westheimer stated, classroom discussions should be right in the middle of controversy. We need to teach the skills and bring politics back into the classroom. Classrooms should strive for a justice-oriented citizen. In my first post, I described the idea of the perfection of power as described by Michel Foucault. A few years back, I had created a painting that represented this perfection of power called The Gaze, G-A-Z-E. In the painting, I started with the architectural design by Jeremy Bentham of the Panopticon Prison. Bentham designed the prison but never built it. The idea behind the design was to create a prison that perfected power. He made the prison circular so that a central guard tower could surveillance the prison with minimal staff. Each cell was designed so that the central guard tower could see each prisoner at all times. Now, Michel Foucault took this design further and asked, what if you took the guard away completely? If prisoners thought that someone was watching them, they would surveillance themselves. This perfection of power today keeps us, or citizens, law-abiding and subordinate. Photo radar reduces speeding, surveillance cameras reduce theft, and the gaze of who might be listening or watching keeps us quiet at work. I added the eye in the painting to represent the gaze that is always present. The image of the eye came from the movie The Metropolis. Next, I added the image, bottom right and left, of the workers walking into the prison. The prison represents any type of corporation or machine that controls. And lastly, I added a peephole that you would use in your door to see who is knocking. In the painting, the peephole doesn't see in, it only sees out. This represents the idea that if we think someone can hear or see, we will abide by the law and conform. This painting has taken on many meanings for me over the years. In education today, I see the quieting of the collected voice of teachers as a means to control and build a certain type of quiet citizen. So ultimately, our jobs as teachers is to rebel against this idea of power and teach students to be critical, seek change, be the change, and collectively regain power. Thanks. Have a good Halloween.